68 before dark, guys. Before dark, the pregame show. It is day 2 of the NCAA tournament. Friday action. Yesterday was nuts. Rob Dosser here. Terrence Oglesby, Randolph Childress. We're live on YouTube. If you're watching over there, jump in the chat, ask us some questions, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, do all those things that make us happy as YouTubers. All right. Yesterday was crazy.
Crazy.
We had 4 double-digit seeds win. We had eight games that were decided by single digits. We had 6 lower-seeded teams win, 3 overtime games. It was nuts. I think the biggest headline of the day, T.O., St. Peter's, knocked off Kentucky on St. Patrick's Day. You've had a chance to sleep on it. You've had a chance to digest it a little bit. Where does this upset stand for you? How are you viewing it now? Has this changed your perspective at all on Kentucky?
I just realized how big it was when people started hating on me in Mandarin on Twitter. That's how you know it's been a tough one. But look, this Kentucky team, you would think it's a national championship level Kentucky team, and they just ran into a St. Peter's team that showed up ready to go, full of bravado and testicular fortitude, according to Shaheen Holloway. This team, they are tough. They are tough. And here's the thing, too. You needed Kellen Grady and all those guys to play well. They obviously didn't play well. I'm waking up this morning, people are saying the worst Kentucky season in history followed by the worst Kentucky tournament loss in history. Guys, Cal's not going anywhere. But this is an adjustment period for Cal because you alluded to it last night, RC. The dynamic and how he's recruiting this year compared to years past is starting to change. They're having to figure some things out because the landscape of college basketball is changing. So there is an adjustment period for him. There's an adjustment period for Kentucky in general. It's going to be interesting to see how this moves or how this plays out moving forward.
I wouldn't overreact to it. I mean, it happens. It's happened from time to time. I mean, they were by.
What's the fun of not overreacting?
Well, no. What I mean is, let me say this: not overreacting and firing Coach and Cal. That's all I mean. I mean, there's a definitely reason to this should be applauded. It's a great thing. It doesn't happen very often. It's one of the biggest upsets in this tournament, and it gets back to everyone. You don't show up in one of these games, you're capable of losing to everyone. And I think it's a reminder that everyone that's going to play today to help them kind of focus. I think Kentucky's helped out some of the other coaches, the higher seeds, and that's playing today is a reminder that, hey, you don't show up, you're going to lose. I don't care who we play. So get out of your head thinking that we're just going to show up because of the name on the front of our jerseys. That means we're going to win.
Yeah, St. Peter's is here for a fight.
Right.
Those 15 seeds, this is their time to shine. This is their chance.
This is their Super Bowl.
Yeah, this is their Super Bowl.
And there was a lot going on for Kentucky. They saw their bracket.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, man, it's time to eat.
We were just talking about how they had the easiest bracket to the Final Four.
Yeah,
and they came out and played like they thought they had the easiest bracket to the Final Four.
Yeah, and St. Peter's, they're coming out, nothing to lose. Shaheen Holloway, he's upped his bank account. What did they say? He made $260,000 plus bonuses. Mm-hmm. He would have been the 5th highest paid person on Kentucky's staff. I mean, you want to talk about something, the greatness of March, it all says it in right there. I mean, that guy's bank account's going to change quickly depending on whether he goes this year or next. But Shaheen Holloway, one to look for at the future. But Kentucky fans are irritated, I think rightfully so.
You know what Shaheen Holloway needs to do? He needs to hire you as his agent.
You're welcome. I'm here. I've got one coach placement happen already. That's all I got.
Yeah, there you go.
No, I don't have anything.
I want to go back to one thing that you did say. You said that this was the worst tournament loss in Kentucky history.
I can't think of a worse one.
I'll give you one. 38-0 in the Final Four.
But they were in the Final Four.
Final Four.
But you're 38-0.
But it wasn't in the first round.
Undefeated. We were talking about that as maybe being the greatest NCAA or the greatest college basketball team of all time, and you lose in the Final Four.
Yep.
I think
is that more painful than losing in the first round?
I think what's different about this team is this a philosophical change in how they're recruiting, or they're just not getting those guys? Because Duke's still getting them. Mm-hmm. Where guys are going like they would get the Jabari Smith that's out of Auburn. Guys are going other places. So is it that they're changing and getting the transfer portal? Or are they going to go back and continue to get those guys? At one point in time, it felt like Kentucky was the place you went if you wanted to go to one and done. And then now guys are going other places. So how does that adjustment? Is that what they're adjusting? There's a change in staff. We talked about those things yesterday. So, we got to be fair and give it time.
Is Cal irritated with himself for not playing Shaden Sharp? I mean, that guy was sitting over there. You want to tell me he wouldn't make a difference yesterday?
A little bit of a difference.
A little bit.
Might have been.
There's lots of ways that we can go back and look at this. Like, for starters, I don't know why you have two bigs out there when you already have trouble spacing the floor. When you're going up against a team that wants to play four guards and wants to try to space you out, whose entire game plan offensively is, hey, let's see what we can do when Oscar Tshiebwe's on an island defensively, right? Why don't you go full small ball? That's my biggest criticism, my biggest critique of John Calipari as a coach is that it feels like he's still coaching like it's 2011, where you can win when you play two big guys, where you can win when you only have one shooter on the floor. He still runs the same sets that he was running 10, 11 years ago. It's like you got to adapt.
I don't disagree with that, but I also think some of that what's happened is that we're asking them to put out a lineup that you can't play in the SEC. Mm-hmm. So you end up getting in a game and you're saying, hey, we need to go small, we need to do this in a lineup that you haven't played all year, guys doing things or in a position that they've never been in because you're trying to match up for this one game. You're just assuming that, hey, my talent, my athletic superiority, we're going to win this game. And I think that caught up with them. And I agree with what you're saying. You want to change it, but I don't think he could because that lineup wouldn't have won a game in the SEC, or it wouldn't have been as good as we thought they were in the SEC.
All right, let's go other takeaways from yesterday outside of outside of St. Peter's. What was your most impressive performance? The one thing that you kind of took away and you were like, oh shit, look at that.
I was taken aback by Richmond and how good they were. I mean, this is a team that finished 6th in their conference.
Take your victory lap, RC. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm setting him up.
Victory
I'm
lap.
setting him up. You see, it's a team thing. See, I knew he was going to go that direction. He threw money down. It was a big time move. Gilliard was terrific. Golden playing the 5 position, stepping out like such a hard team to guard. They played an Iowa team that a lot of people also had in the Final
Richmond
Four.
finished 6th in a
A-10.
bad A-10.
Yep, that's right. But they're old. They have guards that can manage the pace. Gilliard was terrific yesterday. They're hard to guard because a lot of Power 6 teams aren't playing that style of basketball anymore because you're recycling your lineups at a much higher rate than what Richmond has had to do. So you're able to hold on to guys at a place like Richmond a little bit longer. Gilliard's been there forever. Golden's been there forever. Then you're able to really mix it up, and you're playing a lot more read and react as opposed to just put your guys in spots and then hope their talent can make plays. Richmond didn't have to do that yesterday. Iowa kind of did, and they could guard one-on-one. This Richmond team, they're tough. They got a tough Providence team coming up, but that's going to be a battle for the ages as well.
What we're saying is the super seniors. I call them the super seniors, 6-year guys. And no team – I don't think there's many teams in the tournament as experienced as Richmond. But, again, I hate to say this, Rob, but – how about the New Mexico State?
Yeah. Teddy Buckets, man.
Man, Teddy Buckets. He put that team on his back and was the best player on the game. In the second half of the game, he's the best player on the floor.
He was the best player in the tournament yesterday. Jamari Bouye.
He's up there. Yeah. Jamari Bouye was so much fun to watch. Mm-hmm. Now, Teddy Buckets, he hurt all of Connecticut's feelings, not just the school but the state. And
he did.
It unbelievable
nice.
performance. I didn't think anybody else scored for the last 10 minutes of that game. No. It just seemed like it was his show. UConn, it just kind of came back to what it's been all year. Inconsistent offense. Tyrese Martin struggling to really get going. Only ended up with 9 points, I think. I don't have the stats right in front of me, but I think it was 9 points. That third
It wasn't enough points.
It wasn't enough. I think it was 9. I'm just going to keep pouring salt on this wound. For the guy
I'm good.
Here
I moved past it.
He's in the.
He's past it. I got my $8 in chips that Greg Waddell told me we're going to turn into $1,000 today.
Generational wealth is what I was told.
Generational wealth.
They're going to hit a 16-game parlay.
It's going to turn into.
Yes, sir.
No, but in all seriousness, Teddy Bucket's dragging his nuts. We talked about St. Peter's
dragging his nuts.
He dragged his nuts all over the state of Connecticut, all over that UConn team, all over whoever was trying to guard him. I'm not going to say who was guarding him. They were trying to guard him, and they couldn't do it.
They were like truck nuts.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They were like truck nuts. They were a little too long.
What do we give? What's Dagan's new name? What did we call him yesterday?
It's not a thing.
Nuts
it's not a thing, RC. Do not make it a thing. It is not a thing.
I got to change that on my phone.
Yeah. So I was going to go with Teddy Buckets as the most impressive performance that I saw. But since you already stole that, RC.
Carolina, too.
Yeah, I was going to say there's 3 that you got to talk about. One, St. Mary's for what they did to Indiana. That was just rude. That was mean. That's not
wasn't
nice.
very considerate.
It was not very considerate. It's not very considerate. North Carolina beating up on
I want to hear RC talk about that one. How good Carolina looked.
Yeah, they were unbelievable, right, RC? North Carolina to the Final Four?
I'm starting to itch, man. I'm breaking out in hives. Is it hot in here, man?
Yeah.
Turned on?
And the last one was Tennessee. Tennessee
both of those
just
guys.
smacking around Longwood. When Tennessee is able to score the way that they scored on yesterday. What are you laughing at now? What are you cracking up about?
Nothing, man. That's David.
Nothing. Don't worry about it. We'll tell you later.
Regardless, Tennessee was awesome yesterday. All right, let's get into some of today's action, preview some of these games. Reminder, in about 10 minutes, we are going to be giving away some Top Golf gift cards. I got 2 of them to give away today, guys.
I like that.
2 $50 Top Golf gift cards, giving away in about 20 minutes or so. Let's start with the South region. First game of the day, we have Loyola, Chicago, Ohio State. That is a pick'em. It's tipping off at about 12:15. It is in Pittsburgh. T.O., how do you see this one playing out?
Man, Coach Valentine's done a terrific job with that bunch. You want to talk about somebody who might be stepping up after Izzo retires and potentially getting that Michigan State job. I think you can look down the road at Loyola Chicago. I want to see Carter Elliott's reaction to how he feels about that. How do you feel about that potentially occurring?
I don't want to be dramatic, but that would make me the happiest man alive.
No, they have a good team, and they really move the ball. I was fortunate enough to watch them play down at Battle for Atlantis in the Bahamas. Like, that team – they shoot the ball well. They're so hard to guard. If you don't keep them on one side of the floor, Loyola Chicago, because of their ball movement, because they have multiple playmakers, they're so tough to guard. I think they're going to beat Ohio State today because I haven't been overly confident in Ohio State all year. I mean, E.J. Liddell's great. Malachi Branham has been great in spots. Outside of those two, where do you go? That's kind of my big conundrum with Ohio State. But Loyola Chicago, they move the ball so well. They've got guys who can really play.
Ohio State will win. Sounds great. Happy for Coach Valentine. And I agree with Carter. I think, I'd love to see him get Michigan State. But they have no matchup for E.J. Liddell today. None. And I think he goes I think he goes off. I think they get the win today.
Okay, so Seth Downs out, Justice Suing out, Kyle Young, game-time decision, Zed Key, game-time decision.
I didn't mention those guys.
Well, that's right. You better hope that the rest of them play as well as possible. E.J. Liddell's terrific. I mean, he's a really, really good college player. I just feel like Lucas Williamson, some of those guys around the perimeter, they can really shoot it. They're tough. They take care of the basketball. Loyola Chicago's, they're going to be a hard out. I think they win today. I think Greg Waddell concurs. Yep.
Mm-hmm. You do, Greg?
Oh, I do. It's Loyola today. It is. These are two teams that play similar styles. 4 super seniors came back to play for a new head coach for this game.
Yep.
That's special.
Yep. The only thing I would be concerned about with Ohio State is I think you can make the argument they'll have the 2 best players on the floor.
There's something to be said there.
That's the only concern that I would have. But I think I would have to back Loyola Chicago here. I have them in my bracket. We are going to be making that bet. I'm not allowed to make my betting decisions today. Greg Waddell is making my betting decisions today, and he says that we need to be on Loyola Chicago. So I'm riding with it. Let's get it done. All right, coming up next in that region, we have Villanova and Delaware. Is there really all that much to say about Villanova here?
Yes, there's something to say about everybody. After yesterday,
yes,
when we said
that's what we said yesterday.
Yeah,
we probably should talk about every game.
Yeah, look, Delaware, I don't know who the heck they have. I know they got Jameer Nelson Jr., who's turned out to be a really good player. Like, I don't doubt anything, but Villanova is a machine. They're not as up and down as Kentucky has been this year. Villanova is about as steady a program as you're going to find. I think they could overwhelm them. They move the ball at such a high rate, and then posting with Colin Gillespie posting and inverting that offense, like you've said so many times, Rob. They play inside out, and they play inside out with their point guard, which is something that is very uncommon in today's college game.
What I will say about Delaware is this. You talk to people around the CAA, they are probably the most talented team in that conference. They have the most dudes in that conference. They did not have a great regular season. They finished 10-8 overall in the league. They lost their last 3 games before really figuring it out in the conference tournament and finding a way to get those wins. I think that Villanova wins. I would probably back Delaware to cover in this spot. The line, according to Bet Rivers, is 15.5. I just, with the pace that Villanova plays, I really do think that you probably always want to back team. If you can get that 15.5 points, I think it's smart to back them. But Villanova wins this game.
Kim Palm has it 13.
Yeah, didn't Dylan Painter start his career at Villanova?
Yep.
It's kind of a revenge game.
Yeah, it's the Dylan Painter revenge game.
Yeah.
We got the Dylan Painter revenge game. We got the Foster Lawyer revenge game. A lot of revenge games.
A lot of cool storylines. Foster Lawyer might go for 30 today.
He might.
You're getting the look.
No, we established we weren't going to lie on this. Did we not talk about it? 30 TO? Come on.
Shooting 47% from three.
30 points?
No, well, I think Michigan. I think he's bitter that they don't have a point guard that shoots 47% from three, like Foster Lawyer.
Yeah, I mean, what have we been talking about all year is the issue with Michigan State?
Point guard play.
Point guard play.
And one won't be 100% today.
That's
yeah,
right.
one would be 100%.
Lot
It
going
would be
on.
nice if they had a guy that was shooting 47% from three, right?
It would be great. Do they have that?
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
Tyson Walker actually is shooting 47% from three. He only just takes one a game.
Is he playing? Is he
He's
playing
taking
today?
3 all year,
Is he
bro.
playing today?
He's playing today. Yes.
He's
Okay.
playing.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's talk about upsets that may actually happen in the South region. The 4 and 5 seeds there, I think, are the ones that are at real risk. I think Chattanooga wins. I know you guys think Chattanooga wins. You guys called the SoCon tournament. You probably know Chattanooga better than anybody else that is doing this. So go ahead. Start. Hit me with it.
Go
What do you
ahead.
got?
Go ahead.
I think the fact that Chattanooga can guard Kofi Coburn with 3 dudes, I think that's the big thing. You've got 15 fouls to waste on the big fella. Like I said yesterday, Kofi Coburn's the Thanos of college basketball. He's huge. He's stronger than everybody. But if you can send a wave of Avengers at him like Chattanooga can, Avery Diggs, Josh Ianni, and not to mention Silvio De Sosa, the Kansas transfer, who has bounced around everywhere. I'm so happy that he got to play college basketball and experience the tournament with Chattanooga. That's a whole nother story. But it's a situation where because they have that many bodies they can throw at him, RC, and the fact that they have high-level scoring both with Malachi Smith, who led the SoCon in scoring and is terrific with the ball in his hands or playing off the catch. Like, he is really dynamic in how he can score. And then David Jean-Baptiste, who's I'm pretty sure he's Dagan's age.
Yeah, he
And
might be.
yeah, he legitimate. How old are you, Dagan? 25?
What's that supposed to mean? Yeah, I'm 25.
Oh, he might be 25.
Alright,
That's what
okay.
that's what it means.
Okay.
There wasn't a
I
shot.
was like,
There wasn't a
what's
shot.
going
It
on
means
here?
like he is actually probably 25 years old. I think it's an older team. They've got guards that are reliable. Darius Banks is a guy that can space the floor at the 4. They can match up physically, and they have scoring that can score at the end of the clock. And that's always a big thing for me. You saw it yesterday. It's physical in the NCAA tournament. Do you have the bodies that can play through physicality? UTC has that. Illinois has that. How good is Andre Curbelo going to be? That's a big question as well.
My only concern, and I agree with you, everything you said, my only concern about Chattanooga is their ability to score. The way they try to attack you is they try to attack mismatches, and they overpowered everyone in that league because Malachi Smith's standing 6'4". You know, David Jean-Baptiste is 6'3", 6'4" himself. So they got a high major size guards and wings, and they'll match up. And they're accustomed to overpowering everyone in the league in the SoCon, and they won't be able to do that today. And I think that's
See,
the
I
only
don't-
thing
I
that
don't-
concerns me with
I don't know if I fully agree with that simply
Because Illinois is small.
Illinois got small guards. And look,
Yeah.
Trent Frazier's got the heart of a lion.
Yes.
Man. Like that dude might be 5'11", but he plays like he's 6'5".
Yep.
Right. He's one of the, what is it? It's not the size of the dog, it's the size of the fight.
fight in the dog.
What's that saying?
Yeah.
I messed that
Not
one
the size
up.
of the dog,
Something
but the
like
fight
that.
in the
That
dog.
was bad. It's,
We're
close.
It's not the size of the dog. It's the size of the fight in the dog.
The size of the fight in the dog. I don't think that was right either, but whatever.
Whatever. Close enough.
Whatever,
We got
yeah.
the point.
It's
That's what
really-
RC said, so I'm just
to
going
that-
with what he
to-
said.
To that point, it's really tough to win a fight if you're a poodle.
Yeah, and
A little one.
Trent Frazier is not a.
He's
it's
not a
little
poodle, but it's still like the same.
yeah, but
That
I mean,
saying
still,
only works so much.
Alfonso Plummer's also 6'1". Andre Curbelo, he's listed at 6'1". I don't believe that he's 6'1". He also can't guard anyone. So I think that backcourt matchup, I think, is something that Chattanooga can take advantage of. They can put him in ball screens. You get Kofi in space. It feels like this is the 4-13 that's going to happen. And, of course, what's probably going to end up happening is Illinois wins by 25. Since I'm saying
That's where we're at. That's where we're at. But Malachi Smith's going to be the difference maker because you saw it yesterday with Teddy Buckets. If you can score in isolation situations, you can carry your team to a win on a one-game slate. Like, can he be that guy? They've got several guys that can be that guy. If he can get 20, 25 points, 30 points, like he's going to put them in. And one-game sample size, I mean, it's possible.
It has to be because Silvio De Sosa will not be able to score against Kofi Coburn. He won't be able to post up. Like in the championship game, Silvio went for 17 and I think 14.
Yeah.
He was able to physically overpower the SoCon,
Yeah.
and he won't be able to do that.
that
today.
ain't happening.
That ain't
against
happening.
Kofi. That ain't happening.
That ain't
against
happening. And that's the thing when I say, like, when they get bogged down, they like to throw the ball inside and post to him. This is where, in that league, he could do it. He won't be able to do that today.
Kofi. All right. Houston, UAB, Jelly Walker. Great story. I think everybody's rooting for him.
Great story.
Yeah.
Great story.
I think this is one of the picks that people tend to gravitate to because Houston lost their top 2 players. I'm not buying it personally. I think that Houston is too tough. They're too physical. They are very much a next man up kind of a program. They were able to win games despite losing those top 2 guys.
Yeah.
They lost their 3 best players. It feels like every season, and they just keep winning and they keep grinding and they keep performing. So where do you guys stand on UAB and Houston?
I think Jelly Walker, it all goes back to the same things. Can you match up physically? And I think that UAB has guys that can match up physically. This Houston team, though, we talk about Ed Cooley's a National Coach of the Year. Kelvin Sampson needed recognition for the job that he's done despite losing his best 2 players, right? Like, unbelievable job by him. Now, the American Conference, what is it? It's not great this year. But at the same time, you still got to go out and win them, right? Mm-hmm. But the UAB, they have the tools to be able to do it. Andy Kennedy has guys that don't belong in that league playing for him. It's a tough squad. Houston, I just feel like you miss 2 players. It's going to mean your 2 best scorers. It's going to mean a lot come tournament time. Kennedy's going to have them defending. I think an upset is well within their grasp.
Yeah, and Jelly Walker can score, man.
Yeah.
He went for 42 earlier this year and set the UAB scoring record. He had 36 in one game in the tournament. So
He averages 20 and 5 assists.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
is that good?
it's solid.
not bad.
Solid.
It's pretty good, right?
It's not bad.
Randolph Childress numbers, besides the assist numbers.
Hey, let me ask
They
both
didn't make
of
any
you
sense.
guys this question: how much would you have loved to play for Andy Kennedy when you guys were in college?
Just go ahead and go.
Yeah.
I played for a guy very similar. Oliver Purnell, I mean, probably wasn't the hard ass that Kennedy is, but, like, as far as, like, letting guys go and letting them be themselves, Oliver let us do that.
I had that same with Odom, so I can't complain about that.
Yep.
So are you calling it UAB? Are we going to get a UAB Chattanooga second round game? You're shaking your head, RC. Why?
No, Houston has had to overcome as much probably as any team in the country, right? We talked about the 2 best players, and they've done this all year without depth. And to still be here and still be in the position that they're in right now, I'm a huge, huge fan of Kelvin Sampson. I think he's, arguably the best in the business, and I can't go against him today.
The guard.
They compete their tails off.
They
man.
guard.
like no other.
And the good thing about Houston is in tournament play, if you foul every possession, you can't call every foul.
Right.
Like, that's Houston.
That's the Shaka Smart model right there.
They won't be out
Boy,
tough.
that didn't work. Boy, that didn't work for them anyway. But they're not going to be out tough, like you said, RC. Like, Houston's very good. Potential upsets there because the ability to score with was it Juice Walker? You call him Juice? The Juice?
Jelly Walker.
Jelly Walker.
Jelly
Jelly
fan.
Walker. I like
Jelly
Juice.
fan.
I'm changing it.
Do you know what Jelly Fam is?
Yeah, I know what Jelly Fam. I don't care what Jelly Fam is. It's the worst invention of all time. Jelly Fam. Dude, make your layups. What are we doing? It doesn't need to be pretty. Make your layups.
Can we get someone to bring in and replace T.O.? Is that
Yeah.
You like the
Seriously.
jelly?
Hey, man,
Of course.
he's grumpy
Jelly
when he
Walker,
doesn't get his sleep,
Seton Hall
man.
guy.
He's grumpy, dude.
Yeah,
he
man.
Didn't get all his
Speaking-
sleep,
the
The
man.
Speaking of
barista,
Seton Hall,
the barista freaking took
He's a Seton Hall guy.
far too
Unbelievable
long
story.
for me to get my
Yeah,
sleep.
for the
call him
record,
whatever
just
we
so
want.
everyone
Burpees,
knows,
dude.
just so everyone
T.O.
knows,
was late.
doing burpees.
Part of the
T.O.
reason
T.O.
why we're
was
having
late.
some issues right now, some chemistry issues, in the vibe has been thrown off in the studio because
Don't.
showed up late.
Yeah.
I wasn't
showed
late.
up late for the ride today. He owes us our lateness drill in college was for every minute that you're late, you got to do 10 burpees.
We
and you
said
gotta
10
do an up
o'clock
back.
down in the lobby. I'm
You gotta
down there
do
at
10
9:50
burpees.
waiting for this
You got
barista
to do 10 burpees.
I would love
and an
to
up
see
back.
T.O. do
T.O. walked
some
into the
sprints
studio
in the middle
at
of this casino.
10:18 today, 18 minutes late.
I wasn't 18 minutes late. I
know,
wasn't
here's-
late at
Oh,
all.
you're 8 minutes late because you said 10 minutes. And
Yeah.
I offered to say, hey, can I order? And I texted him, say, hey, man, I ordered what you want. Now I'm coming down to get an elevator because I knew it was
Knew
going to
this
be
was
a little
gonna
bit.
happen. Knew this was going to
I
happen.
can't help you
the
with
good
this one,
news
man.
is
You-
this.
you owe us 8 minutes.
You ate a cookie the size of a dinner plate.
Frisbee.
yesterday.
Right.
It was a
The size of
frisbee.
Frisbee. And the
big cookie.
good
And a
news
half
is
gallon of
you're
ice
gonna-
cream.
You're going to burn off every single one of those calories today. Every single
I have a
one of
cookie
them.
hangover. I didn't have a single drink yesterday. Well, no, we had one beer with dinner. But a cookie hangover, it was pretty big.
Yeah,
Chocolate chip cookie was a monster.
All right.
My
let's
wife
talk-
would have just looked at me in shame.
She already does that.
Yeah, she does. That was low. that was a low blow right there.
Speaking of Seton Hall, guys,
Your
let's
wife
talk
hates
about
you.
Seton Hall, TCU. I mean, TCU's a lock, right, fellas? Guaranteed.
Watch it, everybody.
Just take out that pen and write them into the next round. Where do you stand on this, Greg?
I'm opposite. I have Seton Hall in the Elite Eight.
You guys,
So I
you
got a
guys
bet
can all
on
have
them. Oh,
TCU
all
over
right, let's
there.
go Pirates.
We all
Let's
we
go
all have
Pirates.
I do need to say
Seton Hall over
this.
here.
So I was walking around outside of the hotel this morning. I had to do my little daily picks video, and I'm walking by just a car. Somebody's sitting right outside the hotel. and they hear me go, "We're taking Seton Hall money line," and the guy looks out the window and goes, "Seton Hall sucks." So I don't know what
That's
that
crazy.
means. It's not good energy.
That's an omen.
No, get that out of here.
Who you got,
I like to pick Greg.
That's a flip 'em for me, and I'm leaning toward TCU. I'm stuck though. I'd be lying to tell you I had any confidence to go Seton Hall. I just don't.
Yeah,
I just don't.
Bryce Aiken means too much to that team in tournament play. Who's going to be that guy?
Bryce
They're all
Aiken
the
doesn't
same
exist
guy.
anymore.
But he hasn't existed, and they still got here, right? Like he hasn't been there forever.
I need to hear Dagan's excuse before we proceed.
I don't have one. I mean, I'm with RC. He's been out since
Yeah, he's
since
been out
when,
there.
and they've been
Yeah,
winning
yeah.
games. So
I was very underwhelmed at Madison Square Garden. With Seton
well,
Hall.
yeah.
Oh,
You obviously haven't watched. You're new to the Big East. Don't forget. See, that's a
I'm a
normal.
huge
That's a
Big East guy.
normal.
Where does this come from?
That's a
huge Big
norm.
East
That's a
guy.
normal Seton Hall behavior.
All right.
So we're going to ignore the Madison Square Garden and their normal behavior, but we're going to put them in the
Yeah.
Elite Eight, Dagan?
I don't have him in the Elite Eight. These two got him in the Elite Eight. I just want them to win the
final,
night. If
final
they
four.
get past
final
the night,
four. Get it right. Carter's
Well,
got him in the Final Four.
yeah, Carter does have him in the Final Four.
No
That's true.
way.
They are going to be, and they're going to start with beating Arizona in the next round. I'm telling you that. You heard it here first.
So let's talk about Arizona. The Wildcats are playing. Wright State
Arizona
today.
might beat them by 100 if they get by today.
They got to get by today, just so you know that. Too.
Yeah, that's a big
Yeah,
point.
we never know.
Hey, Tanner Holden season. It's happening.
Yeah, Arizona, Wright State. That line right now, guys, is I can't even find it on BetRivers.com right now. I'm struggling, guys. It's a rough one this morning. You guys maybe
21.5.
chugging IPA last night.
21.5, Rob.
21.5. There you go.
I feel terrific.
With your cookie hangover.
Yeah, I got a cookie hangover. I feel
Got
unbelievable.
a sugar rush.
All right, give me your thoughts on Arizona. How at risk are they? Do we need to talk about this at all?
No, they're not at risk. We don't need to talk about it.
I think
That's the one that's pretty. That's the only safe pick today.
All right, Greg, give me a number between 1 and 627.
525.
525. All right, that means we are going to Whip High. Whip High, you have won a Top Golf gift card because you signed up for our Bracket Fanatics Bracket Challenge. All right, let's go to where are we going next? We're going to the Midwest region. We're going to Auburn. We're going to Jacksonville State. How worried are you about Wendell Green?
I'm not worried at all.
Really?
Not at all.
Not in this round. I'm not.
No, not in this round. No.
Not in this round. I'm not worried. I think moving forward in that second game against Miami, it's going to be interesting for them because what's Miami's guard play is so good with Isaiah Wong and Cam McGusty, and you're going up against an Auburn team whose Achilles heel has been their guard play, right? That's the thing that worries me a lot. They forget to give Jabari Smith the ball in crunch time, which is the most nuts thing to me. He's a top 3 pick in the NBA draft. He's by far your most talented player. Get that man the ball. And role definition. And Bruce is different when it comes to a lot of coaches because he likes those guys to just go. Like, he lets them go. You're going to live with the good. You're going to live with the bad, some with K.D. Johnson and Wendell Green. He's a guy that likes to let his guys, like, completely there's no handcuffs with Bruce Pearl. You're letting them go. And you're going to live with the bad, too. And unfortunately for Auburn, you saw the bad in the SEC tournament. Are they going to rebound and get better? I think so, because there's not a team in the country that plays as hard as them. It's just offensively, it's going to be difficult for them to overcome if K.D. Johnson goes over for 14 again, which is possible. No. If Wendell Green goes 3 of 15, which has happened not just once this year. It's happened several times. So I worry about Auburn, not today, but moving forward in the tournament.
I won't jump ahead to Miami because I don't think Miami can defend them. Because as good as their guard play is, it's the complete opposite inside. They have no answer.
Well, they pull
For
everybody
Walker
out. My argument there would be they're going to pull Walker Kessler away from the basket because of Sam Wardenberg. That would be my only argument.
He's so unselfish. He doesn't shoot the ball enough to me that it will require him to do something that he hasn't, that once in a blue moon, hit 5 or 6 threes, and we'll get to that today. But again, Auburn today, I don't see any issues today. I think they'll breeze through.
Yeah, the only thing I will say is that Ray Harper, Jacksonville State, has a pretty good track record when it comes to NCAA tournament and knockout tournament situations. He won a bunch of tournaments when he was at Western Kentucky, and obviously
Jack State shouldn't even be in the tournament.
Right.
Bellarmine has to wait there 4 years, and then they
Bellar
ended up
what?
getting it. Bellarmine. How do you spell that? Bellarmine.
Bellarmine?
Bellarmine. What is it?
Bellarmine.
That's why Bellarmine. Whatever. Bellarmine.
You still didn't say it right.
Was it Bellarmine? What is it? You guys are laughing like what is it?
Bellarmine.
That's what I said.
Bellarmine.
I said this.
Bellarmine.
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 I got the.
It's the accent. I'm with you. I would have said the same
The wrong
thing.
emphasis on the wrong
Yeah,
syllable.
maybe that's the southern thing in us now.
Wrong syllable. All right.
That's the
USC
southern
Miami. USC Miami. T.O., you love Miami. Tell me why.
I do. Guard play. I think Boogie Ellis for Southern Cal is great. I love Isaiah Mobley. We had him on the show earlier this season. I think he's a really good player who didn't get enough recognition because his brother was there last year. He's gotten his shine on this year. I love what they do. I think Andy Infield is terrific. They've got a lot of length around the perimeter. They like to mix up defenses a little bit. Miami should be able to shoot them out. Charlie Moore has been really, really good. Those 3 guards for Miami are really talented. And I think Wardenberg, if he's able to hit 2 threes, that's all he needs to do. And they're playing man-to-man, at least Southern Cal when they do. If they can pull some guys up away from the basket, that's going to open up a lot of things for Miami to be able to score, for the guards to get to the rim. I like Miami in this game moving forward against a Southern Cal team that's talented, but I think the matchup might be a little awkward.
The only thing that I will say to that is, you say that they're good against zones. Mm-hmm. Miami kind of struggled. They beat Syracuse twice this year, but they struggled twice against that zone. One time at the Carrier Dome, they had that. They were down 10 with like a minute left. And,
But they beat them twice?
Yeah, but Syracuse completely shit the bed. That was Syracuse shitting the bed.
And I watched them against Virginia, who played that pack line defense, and we know Virginia's a good defensive team. I saw that game. Virginia just destroyed them. The one thing about Miami,
Are you putting Miami on the same defensive?
Yeah, they can't guard. They're not very. I think that's one of the most overrated aspects of their game, and they know they're undersized and they know they can't guard. They try to turn you over, so they're going to do stuff like they'll blitz ball screens. They're going to be overly aggressive playing in the pass lane. They know they're undersized. They know they're going to lose a rebounding battle. They actually try to create turnovers. So if they turn USC over, they'll win. If they do not, they're in trouble because you can score against those guys, and I think that's just the key to them. Now you can't. If Magusti and everybody else, Magusti hitting shots and everybody, Charlie Moore, and they get all those guys, Wong, and those guys get going, all 3 of them guys play well, then they're tough to beat.
Hey, man, Magusti.
Yeah, whatever. I mean,
Magusti?
You put a little flavor on that.
You like that? Like that? I like to vary it up.
You know,
Magusti.
He
can play. First team All ACC guy.
He is, but he's also someone that struggles from the outside. So if they change defense and they go zone,
I will say this. I'm
a little worried about it.
I will say this. The size that USC has across their perimeter is the one thing that kind of worries me here. Mm-hmm. I think that Miami probably gets it done. Miami right now is +2. That money line is +112. Greg, are we on that?
And it is Magusti.
Miami?
Yeah.
We're not on that.
Uh-oh.
I philosophically cannot go against a man named Boogie. Can't do it.
Also, we have a note. We have a note in the chat. I don't know if this is correct. So if it's not correct, I don't know.
That's part of their. When I talked to Coach L early this year, that's part of their philosophy. Like they know they're going to be, and I don't think you can go into a game knowing you're going to get crushed on the glass and feel like, all right, I got to turn you over to counterbalance that. As you start playing against the better teams,
yeah,
and that's the thing that concerns me. They're not so great defensively that they can just say, hey. You know, they just trap, they rotate, and I just think that'll catch up with them in the tournament.
I'm still giving my note.
Yeah.
Andy Enfield is 7-0 against the spread in March. If that's true. I don't know if that's true. That's only including at USC.
I will say this. I think
I'd love
saying.
to even up.
They played 4 games.
They
They played 4 games in the tournament last year, and they were the numbers were all messed up in the tournament last year, and they also had Evan Mobley last year. So I'm tossing.
Listen, I'm just reading the chat question. I'm not saying one way or another. I'm
Yeah,
just reading.
we don't know if those facts are right.
I'm just
people-
reading the stuff from the chat.
I saw it on Twitter once, and I'm just going with it. That's where we're at with nuts hanging dangin' right now.
That's not a thing. We're not making a thing. Stop it.
All right, so it looks like we're split here. We're split. I'm not allowed to. I guess I'm not allowed to be on Miami because producer Greg is making my bets today. So,
Do you want to win or not?
very much so,
Then
Greg.
rock. Let's rock.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay.
I have no opinions today.
Okay.
No one comes here for my opinion.
That makes for great podcast stuff. No opinions.
no opinions.
No opinions.
No opinions. I have no opinions on
I'll give
Iowa
them
State, LSU either.
Yeah.
Do you?
I think LSU rattles or rattles. They rally, and they come together and they play. They know it's probably the last tournament they're going to see in a few years. I think it's going to be a hard situation
man.
for LSU moving forward. But the last time they had something similar happen a few years ago where Way had to sit out after the whole FBI tape, and they rallied together and they won a game. So
They won two.
Yeah, they won 2 and made the Sweet 16.
You want to hear something fun?
I do, but I think they win today.
Tony Benford, interim coach for 3 games, has more tournament wins as the LSU head coach than Will Wade, who spent, what was he there, for 5 years? 4 years, 5 years, something like
I
that?
don't know. I know he got
Tony Benford has more tournament wins than Will Wade.
But he's not there today, so it's going to be Kevin Nickelberry. And
Good for Nickelberry.
yeah, it's great for Nickelberry. But that's a major distraction.
I don't know. I think it's something they play so hard anyway. Xavier Penson is there. He's there now.
Yeah, last I heard it
Like
was.
they-
Right?
Yeah, they
I just can't. I physically cannot back Iowa State to do anything. They stink.
No, I think there was a flash in the pan. That beginning of the season meant so much. They
stink.
played so well at the beginning of the year. I'm not sure they.
Greg, am I allowed to be on LSU?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, there you go. I'm on LSU, guys.
You and Greg ought to switch seats.
We probably should. I could use a day off, man. I'm fucking tired.
Listen, after yesterday, man, he was going to the bullpen after yesterday.
No,
So-
Calling the bullpen.
Someone in the chat was like, you could hear the pain in Doster's voice for the game.
No, the melancholy. Let's
The
back it up.
melancholy in Doster's
Listen.
voice for the UConn loss and the,
Oh, my
and the betting
gosh.
losses, and I was like, no, it's because you made me chug a beer at 2 a.m.
No, he was
and
dead
then I had to
inside.
wake up at 8 o'clock. That's where I'm at right now.
Sounds like a you problem.
Yeah.
It is a me problem.
Yeah.
You know what else is a me problem? T.O. showed up late. He
I didn't show up
he
late.
didn't even bring me a cup of coffee. Like, that's all I wanted in the world.
I wasn't.
All
late.
I wanted in the world was a cup of
Don't
coffee.
believe this world. Don't believe this. I wasn't late.
I gave you the 10 minutes and you were still late.
Yeah, you were
But
still
if you had
late,
texted me
man.
back, dude, we'd have been here.
All right, Wisconsin Colgate.
We
How
said
worried-
meet down. Hold on. We're not going to let this slide. We said meet downstairs at 10. That's what
No,
we
we
said.
said we're leaving at 10.
We're leaving at 10.
Which is one and the same. The car was right out front. We might as well be 10 o'clock. I got there at 9:50.
Actually, it said a little bit
We,
before 10.
we said be here at 10.
No. Not in the text. It didn't. We're leaving at 10. Go back and look at it. I hope I'm
Fact
right.
check that. We'll get back to it. Yeah, go get receipts.
The
Go get
actual text
receipts.
last night said a few minutes before 10.
Well, I was 10 minutes before.
Yes, to be here at 10.
No. The conversation we had when we walked out here last night was everyone planning on getting here at 9:30 because that means you'll be here.
No.
by 10.
Well, yeah, that's actually
was
what I
you.
did say that. I
That was
said
you, though.
we're gonna be here at 9:30 because you're all gonna show up late at 10.
Oh, there you go.
Bring it up, RC.
We're going to drive you guys this morning so Rob doesn't have to pick you up if you're cool with that. They can say we can come later. Just leave the hotel just before 10. Does that work?
I was downstairs.
You're the
10
first
minutes
text.
before.
No, that
but
says-
leave just
yeah,
before
that's
10, not
fine.
get coffee just before 10.
Yeah, it says
Yeah.
leave
We left at
before 10.
9:55. We're 2 minutes away from the freaking casino.
That's a lot.
Burpees,
That's
dude.
not a lot.
Get
That's
the
not
burpees,
true because
dude.
Greg called me. Hold on, I gotta get my phone out now.
Let's get the
Greg
burpees
called
out.
I feel
me.
like this is a tax session. Like,
Greg
what are we
called
doing?
me
Like-
at
like-
10:04 saying we're just now leaving the hotel.
None
Nah,
of
get
this
back to
is
the games.
correct.
We don't need
None
to-
of this is
Get back to
correct.
the
I was on
games.
time.
How worried are you about Johnny Davis's foot? Is he healthy? And if he is healthy, how dangerous can this Wisconsin team be?
No, you go ahead.
I
I'm not
questioned
taking
them
it.
all year. We questioned them all year, and they've answered the bell. And I'm not going to go out against them right now.
Tio said, "Fuck that." I'm not.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm not answering anymore. I quit. Give me my ball. I'm going home.
I'm over it.
No, I think Wisconsin will get it done today.
They're only laying 7.5 to Colgate.
Yeah, they'll get it done today.
That
Colgate
number's
can shoot it.
That
They
number's
can.
interesting to me.
Yeah, Colgate can shoot it. I think that's the big thing. Over 40% as a team from three. Wisconsin hasn't guarded the three great. Opponents are shooting right at 34% from that spot. The Big Ten in general, is it a great three-point shooting league compared to some of these smaller leagues? I don't think so. So you look at a Colgate team, what do they do well? I mean, this is has upset potential, plus Johnny Davis being banged up. I think Greg Waddell, our resident expert picker, has the
Colgate, right?
Colgate.
But that's because of the
Colgate.
points, right?
He has the toothpaste.
Yes.
The
So
toothpaste line.
The points is definitely the bet today, but we're going to sprinkle a little money line. I think they can get the Badgers, you guys. They can. Johnny Davis is banged up. We know this.
That's a big part.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big part.
Colgate
Now-
can shoot it.
They can shoot it.
They can shoot it. I don't hate that. I don't hate it because
It's your bet.
I like
so-
him with
I have no choice.
I like him with the points. but I don't like them to win the game.
So we can take the points.
Take the points,
No,
right?
I like Wisconsin moving
I need
forward.
Rob to pick it up. He's still hurt from yesterday.
Yeah,
I
he's
guess
dragging. He's
Yeah.
dragging right
He's
now.
like, I mean, yeah, I guess I'll put it on.
There's a lot of
Hey, can somebody give my guy some coffee, man? We got to get him going this morning.
All right. We got Purdue, Yale, the Fighting Eli's, New Haven, Connecticut's finest,
mediocre
the
pizza.
home of the greatest pizza on this here planet Earth. They have a chance to take down Purdue today.
No.
That quick, huh?
No.
I think Purdue is just so physically overwhelming with their guys, and they've got guys that can
Mangle
shoot it. Offensively, Purdue, this is not a game where they're going to struggle.
I
You
got
agree?
that. I think it's over. I think Purdue has it.
You think it's over?
Yeah. I just don't think physically they
The
can
game
do
hasn't
anything.
started.
Yeah,
it's already over.
Yeah.
This
Wrap it up.
This
Zach
is a
Edey's
physical.
7-4,
Yeah.
right?
It's
He's not a Sean Bradley.
We'll make sure to clip that when Yale wins.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Hey,
I don't. Yale can't score. They
I
win
feel
with
like
their
there's too
defense.
much doubt in this conversation today. Like, I don't know. I think
No.
we've been thrown off our game.
yeah. Peter,
We've been thrown off our
We
game
gotta get back to
yesterday.
the
Like, we
conference.
gotta
We're all
bring it- we
dragging a
gotta
little
bring the
bit.
energy.
Early
Yeah, I mean,
morning. We gotta pick
here's-
it up.
Yeah, here's the truth. We got next
Stamp
time,
it,
we gotta-
Purdue.
We should have gotten here early, so we all could have prepared, gone through the rundown.
Yeah. It would have helped.
The
I'm not
truth
losing
is, we
this
got
fair.
RC was telling us some stories early, and we got thrown off our
Yeah,
game.
that's true, too.
That's it.
That's true.
Story time with RC. We should make that be a part of the after dark
Oof.
regiment.
Yeah, it's got to be offline, off air.
All right. In all seriousness, though, Yale can't score. They struggle offensively, and no matter how good you are defensively, you know that
it's not
that
gonna
Purdue
matter.
is going to put up 70.
Well, I think what we've seen, too, if you have guys that can score, like St. Peter's had guys that can score.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that's the team. If you look at some of these mids, when it comes to, like, offensively, if they're strong offensively, that's where they can give you problems because they're not going to be able to slow you down and beat you up in a knockdown, drag-out game. Does that make sense?
That
Like,
was perfect sense.
yeah, so, like, these offensively gifted mid-majors are the teams that could potentially get an upset.
Like we talk about, so much of this is just matchups, and this is a bad matchup for Yale.
The one guy you need to know is a guy named Azar Swaim for Yale. Mm-hmm. He gets up like 7 threes a game. Very much in the TO wheelhouse.
It is. I like
And if he
that.
gets it going, that's the guy that would be dangerous. That's the guy you got to keep an eye on. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Purdue wins. I think they roll. They are just too big. Texas, Virginia Tech, that's the interesting one, guys. That's the one that's going to swing a lot of brackets. It won't matter in mine because my bracket's already going to shit. but-
I think there's only like 40 brackets. We were talking about it before. There's only like 40 brackets that
And
are
I can
correct.
tell you that none of them were in this room. So
Well, no.
No, none.
Kentucky just completely ruined me. But this Virginia Tech's playing well.
They are.
I mean, Storm Murphy's figured it out. This is a Texas team that were they 9-9 in their past 18. Like they haven't been what
Virginia
Chris
Tech money
Beard-
line,
they-
plus 104.
Yeah, and they haven't been.
We
what?
on it? We're on it. Greg Waddell's giving us the finger wag. We're on it. We're on it,
that
boys.
one.
All right, that's mine. We were talking yesterday. We needed a group decision, right?
Yes.
Are you on Virginia Tech?
Yes.
Are you on Virginia Tech?
I am.
I'm on Virginia Tech. Are you on Virginia Tech?
I'm on Virginia Tech.
Greg.
Virginia Tech.
So, Carter, you in charge of this, man? You
So,
jotting this down?
I am not on Virginia.
Texas wins.
Oh, gosh.
Get him out of the room.
I'm not spending my hard-earned money on Storm Murphy.
Hey, he's figured
Fair
it
enough.
out though, and Mike Young's figured out ways for them to be effective. Big difference. Figured it out to an ACC championship and a down ACC. I'll give it to you. Better than the Mountain West. I don't want to hear the slander. So
This is a guy that's going to bet on Michigan. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I like the way that was going,
Talk
but
about
we're going
point guard
to.
play. We're going to go right over that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Foster Lawyer, 30
My
piece.
biggest concern right now is how snug that jersey is over there.
Why are you getting my man's? My
do like the
man's
jersey.
He
been-
had
No,
options
jersey's
today,
nice.
though. He said he had options. That's just the first one he grabbed.
Jersey's nice.
It's just a coincidence I picked this one. I'm just a fan of the game. Everyone has fun and is healthy. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
All right, so we're all on Virginia Tech. All the people that matter are on Virginia Tech.
Oh, that hurt me. That hurt me for Carter. Yeah.
Next up in the West region, we have 4 games we got to talk about there. Montana State, Texas Tech. Any chance that the Bobcats get that done? I think Gregory likes that one.
What's up? You like the money line or no?
No.
No.
I mean, I
I'd
could
say,
talk myself
yeah.
into it.
You don't
No, you
like
could.
the
Why?
money line.
Why Montana State?
That's the only thing I know is money line. That's
Mostly
all it is.
because I'm not all the way in on Texas Tech than anything. Like and I think that's a ton of points. I don't think Texas Tech has the perimeter scores to make a deep run in this tournament. I think at this point, like their draw opens up for them to make a run in this tournament, but still, 15 is a ton of points.
It has a lot of points,
It's a lot of
especially
points.
for a Texas Tech team.
For a rock fight team.
And that's exactly right. A rock fight team in Texas Tech. I feel like they're going to win. I have Texas Tech in my Final Four, but then again, I had Kentucky winning the entire sucker. But this Texas Tech team is built for March.
Get your confidence back, baby.
No,
You got some
I'm
doubt.
here. What
You're
are we
good.
talking about? I'm here. It's not like I picked Iowa to get there too. So I'm not worried about. I like that little side dig. Right there.
Yeah,
there you
ouch.
You're out for blood because everyone called you late.
I wasn't late. Next story. Texas Tech. This team, because they're so big and physical, they're built for it. And like I said about, I can't remember who it was now. You can foul on every possession, guys, and you can't
Won't
call
call it.
everything. And they're
Yep.
one of those teams that with that was a no middle defense. It's an adjustment now. This team, this Montana State team, has some time to figure it out coming into the tournament, a few days to figure out what they're going to do. But Texas Tech's tough, and they're so switchable, and they're physical on the perimeter. I really like Texas Tech.
Here's my biggest concern. All
Okay.
right, Texas Tech, we talked about it all season long, has about 28 guys that are like 6'6",
All the same.
built like wrestlers, built like tight ends that can guard every single position, and they switch everything. They don't let you get middle. You need big, physical guys that can kind of slowly drive baseline and pick out passes. You have to. You can't play into what they want you to do, and you can't be small.
Yep.
Right.
Harold Frey ain't walking through those doors for Montana State.
Montana State's point guard, their leading scorer, their leading assist man is named Xavier Bishop. Do you know how tall he is?
6'7".
He is 5'8". That is my biggest concern with Montana State right there. I can see them just getting completely enveloped and scoring like 38 points in this game.
Here's the problem, Rob. You're running with Greg, so you got
No, I
Montana
know.
State no
I'm
matter
just
what.
saying. I'm
15
just saying.
points is a lot for a rock fight
That's a
team. I
lot.
agree with that.
a lot.
Here's my only thing with, Harold Frey, who Norwegian guy. What's up? Really good player for them. He really. They just have
guys,
too
right
many
now,
guys.
just for the record, Colin Gorham said Tech is losing to Montana State. Joey Stevens said Montana State plus 900 money line. Dylan Rademacher said Tech will lose to Montana State. The chat says so.
You're wrong.
That means I'm picking Tech.
Definitely, I might put all my chips in on Tech.
Nuts hanging Dagan is saying you got to bet on
Yeah.
Tech.
He got real swaggy real quick right there.
Yeah.
Contrarian Dagan.
Yeah. All right. Alabama, Notre Dame. Is anybody?
That's going to be a good game.
Anyone riding with the Tide here?
No.
Why?
I just think Notre Dame it's better than we give them credit for. I like their ability to score. All five guys. Atkinson gives them an option in a post of ability to score one-on-one, and I like their guard play. Blake Wesley
He changed things for this team.
He's completely flipped the season. He changed everything with Notre Dame. He flipped their season. He changed everything about them. I like them today against Alabama.
The problem that I see here with Notre Dame is they're not overly quick. Like Blake Wesley is an NBA player. Outside of that, Prentice Hub has been good. Like you can almost attribute this season to Blake Wesley's ability to get in the paint and bring them another element of speed.
Right,
Because this is the same team as last year.
Right.
But with Blake Wesley and Paul Atkinson's been good. He's been fine. But Alabama's speed is something that I would be really worried about if I were Notre Dame. You got to operate in half court. You got to force rotations. Alabama hasn't been good defensively. If they can break that first line of defense, meaning Alabama getting down, meaning Notre Dame getting downhill into the paint and then spraying out, then that's when they can be deadly. But Alabama, they play it with such pace that I think it potentially could be a problem for Notre Dame.
The one thing we take it for granted here is Notre Dame's experience. They're a really, really old team, and what Blake does is give them multiple ball handlers as well. And I think Atkinson,
2 point guards, baby.
They got multiple handlers out that initiate offense, and I don't think they have a matchup for Atkinson. I think he's a problem inside, and he's a gifted low post scorer.
Yep.
And I think that's a kryptonite for Alabama.
Aren't you worried that Notre Dame just played a double overtime game on Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I am
very
concerned
much so.
about that. I'm concerned for not having a deep team.
That and how fast Alabama plays. Like that's a double whammy.
So
I
here's-
think I'm
here's-
going Alabama.
Here's my thing. Okay, so the game is an afternoon tip. They went from Dayton all the way up to San Diego, which is not an easy trip.
What's
But
happening?
I will say this: the strength of Mike Brey teams is controlling the tempo.
Yep.
Right. They're not going to the offensive glass. They're not sending 5 guys there. Their entire game plan is going to be, we're not letting these motherfuckers run on us. That's what their game plan is going to end up being. They shoot the 3 really, really well. They're top 20 in the country in three-point shooting percentage. They're not going to beat themselves. They don't force turnovers, right? And another big part of Alabama's offense is getting to the offensive glass. Notre Dame, top 50 defensive rebounding percentage in college basketball this season. So the matchup to me is very, very good for Notre Dame. Greg, I don't know if I can back a team that had to fly across the country, leaving at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Especially after the Indiana
to go play
fiasco.
out west. I don't think I can do it. To me, it's a stay. Are you betting on this game?
No, as this is the most stay-away game of the day. That said, I am absolutely betting this game. Alabama -4.
Alabama minus what?
-4.
All right, so we got next up Fullerton against Duke. We got to talk about it, but is this where the Coach K career comes to an end?
No. E.J. Anosike, a Tennessee transfer for Fullerton, is good. He's been really good for them all year. Duke is just too talented. Duke's going to get beat in the next round.
Duke. I'm about as sure as this one as I am.
Lock it in.
Yeah.
Fullerton
About
money
as sure
line,
as
what we got
I'm,
there?
I'm about as
What we
sure
got
as this one as I was Kentucky yesterday.
Kentucky yesterday.
I'm about as sure of this one as I was of Indiana beating St. Mary's.
It's gonna happen.
That brings us to
What is the money line? What is the money line? Casino, Greg?
I have no idea.
A lot.
Why? Don't even
lot
look
to a
up the
little.
money line. Don't do this to yourselves. Duke's winning this.
We'll get there.
plus 1,200.
Let's say a lot.
Plus 1,200. You know what that means? You bet $100. You're walking out of here with $1,200 of the River Sportsbooks money.
I like it.
$1,200. I like $1,200.
I do too.
All right, so that brings us to the biggest game of the day, the most important game of the day, the Foster-Lawyer revenge game.
Hey, look, Davidson's hard to guard, and point guard play has been an issue for Michigan State. They haven't really found consistent scoring. I picked Michigan State earlier this season that can make a deep tournament run, and look at the death stare I'm getting from Carter
Dude,
Elliott.
I won't even look over there.
Yeah, I can't even make eye contact because it hurts my soul. So here's the thing, too. Michigan State is geared for the tournament in that Marcus Bingham Jr. is very switchable on the perimeter. They can really guard, and they're tough. Yes. I think that's a big part of it. The only thing is Bob McKillop, offensively, those guys are so tough to plan for. You're going to have to bully this team. Can Michigan State bully them? Yes. Can Davidson knock down threes? Also, yes. I think Davidson wins.
Here's my concern. Right? Here's my concern. There's nothing in this world I want more than Michigan State to lose, right? But Davidson might be the most unathletic team in the country. They might be, right? And I think that Michigan State is actually tough. They're physical. I think they'll be able to run those guys off of their cuts. I don't think that we're going to be able Davidson wants to run all of these different pin downs and running people off of double staggers and all of these different that's kind of what McKillop's offense is. And I just see Michigan State making it really difficult for Davidson to be able to run their stuff because of how tough and how physical they are. I think Michigan State gets this done. As much as I want to troll that man over there in the Michigan State jersey, I don't think I can do it. I think Michigan State wins.
That's the smartest thing that you ever said, honestly. I think that RC and TO need to get on board, all right? As much as you want me to
I've
be
been on
sad,
board all season. I just think it's a bad
as much as you want me
matchup.
to be sad, A.J. Hogard is going to put Foster Lawyer in the torture chamber. That's like Dagan trying to guard me.
Whoa.
Don't
break up the dynamic duo now. We got friendly fire over there.
We got nuts hanging naked over
Yeah,
here.
we got
The smallest in the room.
That is true. I am
little friendly fire over there.
nuts hanging
Fair enough.
naked.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Sorry, Dagan.
Our production crew is going at next over here.
Yeah, I know, right?
We got some infighting.
A lot of infighting.
We got
in the,
infighting.
Hold on.
PLS
In
68
the
studio.
chat, Colin Gorham, G Wizzy could start for Davidson.
I honestly probably could. I'm a ball mover. I take smart shots.
There you go.
You know your role.
I have a quick, simple stat on Michigan State for you. Mr. March. That's the nickname for the head coach, right? Mr. March.
Oh, here we go. I love this. I know where we're going.
One second weekend since 2016 for Mr. March. He's 6-5 in the NCAA tournament that time, and that includes one Final Four run with Cassius Winston. They have not been great, other than one season in the last 7 years.
I worry about them offensively, right? When they can't, where's the offense coming from?
They really try to force feed Malik.
And I'm just asking. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. I think the biggest thing is I have today. Can you, without a doubt card, to say, all right, today I'm gonna get this amount from this guy, today? No, without your heart.
No, I can't. But that's all season for me. But we still get it done. We're still at this point. We'll be okay. It'll be okay.
He's just gonna figure it out on the fly.
Yeah, why not? Why not us?
We'll find out on After Dark how he feels tonight.
Hey,
That's right. We'll be in it together because
We're gonna-
he's got
hey,
Michigan
tonight-
State.
tonight
You're
what's
gonna
gonna
be- he's got
happen-
Michigan State
all
on
we're
the
gonna-
floor, and then
hey,
Seton Hall right
hey,
after.
Rob's
So
the
it
left.
could
When I go to
be-
the bullpen for the lefty, this one,
Carter's
righty,
not
I'm going to
even
be called
gonna
the
show
right.
up. We're
Well,
gonna have the,
all we're
we're
gonna
on
have-
After Dark tonight, and Dagan cuts to that shot of the producers.
Oh,
all
my
you're going to see right there
Is his
a
jersey.
laptop.
No,
Hey,
it's
just
his
a
jersey.
laptop.
We're gonna put his jersey on the back of a chair, and that's gonna be.
Hey, I'm taking my ball and go home. I can't be if he was this miserable yesterday losing bets. If Michigan State loses today, that's it. I can't do it. I thought he was gonna rip a table off the floor and throw it or something yesterday. So if they lose today, we
It was
got
like one of those
we got to
things
call
where-
some help to get him
It
today.
was like one of those things where you were just a little uncomfortable being in the same 5-foot radius of the man.
Oh man,
Like,
I was
I don't
worried
know
about it.
quite where he's going to go with this,
yeah.
but it's an explosive situation.
Yeah, it did. I was worried. There's no way I'm gonna be
It
in
was
this
like
room.
it was like anytime you're.
The only time
you're
I was
within
more
10
worried
feet
was
of
when
Frank
UConn
Martin.
was on.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Either one of them. And UConn's out. We survived it with Rob. I don't know. I'm worried about you, Carter, for this time. You may have to be outside. We might just let you go gamble or something
I'm
tomorrow.
a gentle giant, guys. What is this? What is this?
I will say
Those are
this:
the most
nobody
emotional-
saw
You
this
are
yesterday,
now.
but Greg at some point last night did punch Carter in the arm after a certain
I did.
It
a
was a
certain
swing.
game. It was a punch. It was a
I
good
did.
one.
Great money line.
Yeah.
For the squad.
For the
For the
viewers
squad.
at home, real quick, I do just want to acknowledge that in lifetime bets on camera, I'm 4-0 against Carter Elliott at this point. I'd like to give you the opportunity to make a bet that Michigan State wins this game because I got Davidson.
Ooh, I like this.
Oh,
I like this. I like this. What are you betting?
What are we
Fire
betting?
over there today?
Sleepers media is about to get real.
I mean, it's the
Combative.
chunk of beer thing's too simple, but
That's Dawson's
Hey,
thing.
make it
bet,
two
bet
beers.
dinner. Bet dinner.
Yeah, you do.
Make
Think
that
of it
dinner.
dinner.
Bet dinner on it.
Dinner on it.
There it is.
It's on camera. It's
There it
happening.
is.
Now I feel way more confident.
Wow.
All right.
All right, listen, we have about 4 minutes left here before we got to end the pregame show. I want predictions. We're going to go around the room from everybody here,
Yeah.
all 6 of us. All right, Carter, I'm starting on you. What is the craziest thing? I want your biggest, bold prediction for what's going to happen today.
Honestly, I'm with Greg. I really think that Montana State can pull it off today. If it's going to be a close game, it's going to be a rock fight. They're good on defense. I truly believe that if it's close enough, a guy can make a play here or there to swing that game. So I'm going to go with Montana State making the big upset of the day.
Are we swinging for the fences here? Is that what we're doing?
That's
what-
I
that's
don't
what bold
necessarily-
means.
Okay,
your
yeah.
your
so
most bold prediction.
I don't
Greg,
think.
go ahead.
Oh,
Colgate beats Wisconsin comfortably, I might add.
Comfortable.
No madness. Like an 8-point game down the stretch. Colgate beats Wisconsin.
that's Hagen-Dagen.
I'm just doing this again. I don't really have any reasoning for doing this, just for the fact that we keep counting them out. But give me Yale. Let's get
Yale?
interesting. Let's just get interesting. Yeah, why not? I mean, we had obviously the 15 yesterday with St. Peter's. We don't really know what's going to happen. I'm all for just picking things we don't know what's going to happen. So give me Yale.
I'm going to take Notre Dame over Alabama.
Is that an upset?
Well, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
Alabama's
it's-
favored.
technically, yes.
Alabama's
I
favored
thought-
and then higher
it's
seed.
not very- it's not very bold.
Every
I thought
possible
it's-
definition of an upset.
it's a
is an
lowercase
upset.
I thought
bold
the
prediction,
low-hanging
but-
fruit was to take Davidson again. We just talked about that, so I just thought it'd be just
He
something
said it
else.
isn't an upset by every definition
Yeah,
of an
yeah.
upset.
I mean, it's an 11
possible it is an upset.
11-6.
You know what the funny thing was it went in my head. It said low hanging. I was like low hanging danging, but it's nuts hanging danging. It's not
Nuts
low
hanging
hanging.
danging.
This one's going to be a nuts pick, and I don't feel good about it. But I also don't have it picked in my bracket. But Delaware and Villanova.
Stop it.
You know that's what we said yesterday.
We're getting
but
bold
that's
out here,
what-
RC.
but that's
It's
what
bold.
We said, that's what we said about Kentucky too. Delaware has dudes in that conference. They've got a transfer from Villanova.
I like
a
it to
little bit of a
cover.
revenge game.
I like them to cover.
Watch out for the Blue Hens. Shout out to Borzello. Watch out for the Blue Hens.
Yep. All right. If we get this to 100 likes right now, I will give away the second $50 gift card to Top Golf today to somebody in the chat.
What is going on?
Yeah. What is going on? Here's my bold prediction for today. You guys ready? We have UAB. We have Chattanooga. I think both of them win. 12 seed UAB, 13 seed Chattanooga is going to end up winning. We got a fan back there, by the way. He said what he was tapping on the window. He said, "Can we get you guys to 100 likes?" That's what he said. I could hear him. He said, "Let's get us to 100 likes." We're at 84 now. We're gonna keep this thing moving. Listen,
Made me uncomfortable.
this has been fun, guys. Remember, come back at about 5:45. We're gonna have a nice little midday show. We're gonna react to all of the insanity that happened earlier in the day. We got a couple interviews that we lined up, a couple interviews that we have put together. Nothing with New Mexico State guys, hopefully, so we don't have to talk about it anymore. We can just pretend that I'm over that.
Wipe it from
it's in
the
the
memory.
past. 96
You're not
likes.
over it. You're not over it.
And then we have After Dark, or normal After Dark is going to end up going. We're probably going to just say it's 12:30 again tonight, just to be safe, to make sure that we get it
After
in.
Seton Hall beats TCU.
After Seton Hall beats TCU. We got to
So,
get it in
you
at
know.
the end of the day. We don't want to be going over games, man. We tried to do that yesterday. It's not as much fun as when you can actually watch the game. So we're at 98 likes, which means Greg, I'm going to give you the honors. Pick someone from the chat. Tell them to email us at thefield68@gmail.com. Pick a name out of the chat, and they get a $50 gift card to Topgolf.
Absolutely. Real quick, RJ Cole is just Joseph Yassifu with a beard. I'm going to pick Joey Steven.
Wow. Wait.
Joey Steven.
Wait. What just happened?
We have 2 minutes left in the
Why-
show, and you're going
What
to drop
just
that bomb.
happened?
Why did
What
you-
just happened?
Why? Why?
I mean, you were just trying to skate over it a little too much for my liking. Like, we got to focus on the
have to
misery of
acknowledge
UConn.
this.
They stunk. They stunk. Come on,
Yeah, well,
they stunk.
you were the one that said it the most of anybody in this room.
He was talking himself into it. He was trying to soften the
Oh,
fall.
they suck.
He was trying
They
to soften
suck.
the blow.
We don't,
I
hey,
told
we-
you they suck. I
we
tried
know,
to tell
we-
everybody. How many times did I say they suck?
This is not what we do at the Field of 68, though. We don't deflect. We don't run from the smoke. When your team turns into smoke, we address the smoke head on, just like this man's going to do when Foster Lawyer packs him up and sends him home tonight.
We're
It is
pouring
what
on
it is.
dick.
Forward all dick. Joey, email thefield68@gmail.com or DM me. I know that you follow me. Actually, I think I might have to block him. He's a little bit crazy on Twitter, but we'll get you. We
I
got
think
you
he follows
covered.
me.
Yeah, we got
don't know
DM
about
someone.
block.
We know who you are. We'll get you that $50
At Twitter
Top
handle,
Golf.
nuts hanging danging.
Nuts
There you go.
hanging dagging.
Let me change
That will not.
on
That
my
will
phone
not.
We got
That will
15
not be
minutes,
my
guys.
Twitter handle.
I gotta go get my bets, and me and producer Greg gotta go get this thing done. So for Randolph Childress, for Terrence Oglesby, for Greg Waddell, for Nuts Hanging Dagan, and for the other guy over there in the corner. This has been the Field of 68 before dark.